Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel Tutor Things. So, as we have seen in our channel, we have uploaded the series of videos related to Gen AI and then prompt engineering. So, now in this video, we are going to see how the Chat GPT, or we call it as a Chat GPT 3 or 4, maybe Gen AI models, are used in software development life cycles. As we know, in software development, there are different stages of levels, right, where we design, and then we first get the design requirements, and then we design that, and then we do coding for that, and then we do testing, and then deployment. So these are all the stages which will used in software development life cycle. So by for this purpose, to developing any software, if we use AI first, we use AI for each and every level to get the requirements from the AI and everything. So sources and all, then everything we are depending upon the AI, then we call that software as an AI first software. So AI first software engineering, we call that as. So let's understand these things, like how AI should be used and what prompts are to be given to get the requirements, and then designing and then coding from the AI. So in this video, we are going to see that with an example, and that example is digital wallet system. So let us consider like creating a digital wallet system, like digital wallet software system. So where you can have to go through each and every step in the software development life cycle, and each step you will have to create a content, or we can call it as design things or coding and testing. So everything whatever you need to do, we are taking the help of chat gpt, and we are doing that. Let's see each and everything. So firstly, we have to set the prompts, we should understand what are the phases, and in that phases what we are going to do. So in requirement phase, as we know, we will be gathering the requirements, like if you want to develop a digital wallet system for retail payment, and what are the user make payments, using the wallet, he can link their bank account to that wallet, like this system there to be needed. The requirements they have to be noted, right, first of all. So they have to get more information about progressive elaboration of the requirement, and then payment system, how it is going, like a payment system user interface, how it should contain, what details it should be shown. So like that, and then what are the elements should be shown on the screen. Like these are the requirements you have to set previously before going to design and build phase. So in the design phase, what we have to do is we have to design the software which we want to use, like colors and combinations, and how the structure and the UI and these things will be look like. We have to design the system first, then it will be easy for to build and everything. So what are the main classes we are having in that design, and then the methods, and then what are the in coming to build phase, what are the classes are used in that, like which by which programming language you are doing this, like using python or not, we have to mention that in the prompts likewise. And if it is a html code, how the user interface will look like. So all of these questions we can ask ai to get the code details and everything. So these are the basic questions which we can ask AI. Let's see each and every phase with each and every question which we are going to give to a prompt, and then which is given to an AI and as a prompt, and how it is generating you the outputs we are going to see in this video. So this is a test phase where you can have the test cases you can ask AI to build for you. So let's see the first phase, which is the requirement phase, or we call it as a requirement analysis RA phase. So this phase is very important in a software development life cycle, because here where we have to design your requirements, like what do you actually want, and how the things should look like, and everything we develop a design here. So the requirement phase, the output of this phase will be like system, what the system you want and what the requirements you want, and UI should how you should want, and the performance requirement, so how the performance of the system should be there. So everything we will design in this phase as a requirement analysis. So how an AI should respond to this, like you are don't know anything and you want to build a system, you have to give this kind of prompt. The requirement of this project is to develop a digital wallet system for retail payment. The user can make payments for these purposes using the wallet. he should be able to link his wallet to his bank account, and what are the key requirements for this kind of project. So you have just a brief idea of that project. You have given the prompt, so the AI will generate that for you. So what are the things you have to look on? So one is security, and then security is nothing but a platform should protect user data and transactions, right? So user data should be protected and transactions should be protected. So that thing you have to uh, uh, key point on look on. And then user interface should be simple and interactive, like allowing user to easily perform managements and the payments and their accounts, like that. Payment processing should be important in these kind of systems, like it's a valid processing, right? So the system should be able to process some payments from various sources and provide real-time updates. It should provide like whether transaction is successful or not, or like that. And payment options, what we have, like it should accept payments from debit card or credit card or digital wallets or bank accounts or other payment solutions likewise. And reports and analytics, the system should provide the detailed reports and analytics to help users to monitor their spendings and performance. So if you given the simple prompt, it will tell you the requirements. So like how a particular requirement engineer, like for product owner, will give you the all the requirements, right? So here the AI will behave like a product model and give owner and give you the requirements of that system what you want to create. And next question what we can ask is, describe payment processing requirement for digital wallet in detail. So if you are not clear with this payment processing, what this means, what are the things to be included in that, you can again ask that question to a prompt. So the model which we are using for this such examples is text Devancy 003, which is the latest model. So every time we are using the models, we have to take the latest model to get appropriate results likewise. So you can also try these examples. You can just go to OpenAI Chat GPT playgrounds, and then you can set this model, and then you can give this particular question in the playground, the screen which is present in there. So describe the payment processing requirement for digital wallet in detail. So if you ask this type of question, it will give you in detail. So like what are the key steps involved in digital wallets payment processing, like authorization should be there, and capture, settlement, notification, and reconciliation. So first you should verify the user's identity and everything, and should capture the details like credit card numbers and billing details, those things. So credit card expiration date, it will ask you those details, right? So next, settlement, like a merchant bank, it will take and transferring the funds to that account likewise it will do. And then it will notify you whether the transaction is processed or not likewise. And the reconciliation, like it reconciles the transaction with the merchant bank to ensure that all the funds has been received, the customer account has charged it correctly. So this process will be done in the processing the wallet system. So if you are not clear with that, you can again ask a question. So what are the menu options should be, payment history, screen content, so like that requirements. So in this requirements, first you should understand what are the things to be required in your application, right? So like that you can get these data from the AI. So no need of an user to write everything by thinking on his own, like that. So here AI is working for you instead of your brain. Yeah, where you have like on screen, you should have transaction details and then filters. So based upon history, amount, and merchant, you can filter, user can able to filter and search. He can do any search specific transactions to get. And next, export, if you are to get payment history as an CS file or other excel file, he can able to import, and then print the records if you want those. So these are the things, basic menu options one user should have in their screens. And next, non-functionality requirements for the above value system. So what are the non-functionality requirements we have to think on for creating this basic system? So performance we have to handle, and then scalability, availability, reliability, and usability and accessibility. So these are the things which you have to non-functionally should look on, and the requirements we called as. So this is how requirement analysis we can do. Whatever you want, you can raise a give a prompt, and then AI give you the results according to that. Then it will act as a product owner who can able to create your requirements documents or requirement kind of things, like user stories we can call it as, like this things you can do. And coming to the next phase of software development life cycle is designing. So up to now we have the requirements, basic requirements. So now the designing, how it should look like based upon the high level design comes, and like what are the components and models, and high level architecture how it should look like, and UI and UX design how it should look like, and prototype creation, everything will comes under high level design. Coming to low level design, like what are the inner functions, like functions or classes and pseudo classes, like our database details, everything, and UML diagram. So everything comes in low level designing. So designing of software is also important, and how this large language models like ChatGPT 3 is helping us by to do this kind of tasks. Let's see with an examples. Okay. So where we have the first one is a design specification. So for example, you want to design this kind of software and write the software design for digital wallet system. If you given like such a prompt, it will give you step by step like what are the things you have to consider. So for designing a software, you have to have these following components, like user management. You should be like authorization, registration of user. To identify the user's identity, we should need user management. And then payment system, so payment system should be there. And then security, so measures like it is authenticated or not, like any fraud detection are there, like to further security is needed. And user interface will be like very interactive, like payment screens, histories, and customer support, everything should be included in the system. So basic idea it will give you. So these are just examples. If you want to go deep, you should give the more additional information in the prompt. You will getting results as you required. And next question what we can raise is obtain a list of classes for a requirement. So what of this project is there, right? So if you want to prepare any class design for the valid system, so what are the main class of the system module present in that? So what are the classes we have to do? First is a user, things like user details will be there, and then payment, source amount and payment method and all these things, transaction details, and then class, bank account details and loyalty programs, payment gateways, securities. So these are all the things you have to remember while designing this system. So list of classes it will tell you. So now what are the methods should be gone in that classes, like for coming to user class, where you have to get the user details, and say you have to set the user details if you have get after getting that. And then loyalty programs, like what are the loyalty programs are there, you have to set that. And then you have to link that to your bank account details. And coming to payment classes, you have to get your payment class details, and setting the payment class details and processing the payments. So coming to transaction classes, we should have transaction details and transaction, set getting those transaction details and setting them in the system likewise. So these are the methods involved for the classes. And like as we have single responsibility principle, where we have different separate classes for different types of functionalities, right? So for those functionalities related classes, methods will come into those classes likewise. And next, for extracting UI also we can use AI models, like giving appropriate color suggestion for wallet application if organization theme is cobalt blue. So if you have given your requirements, then it will tell you what color suggestions also, like UI design how it should be look like. So that is also giving by AI. So cobalt blue is the main color of the organization used as a primary color for the wallet or application. Then white used as neutral color to provide clean and modern look. Silver can be used to touch up sophisticated and elegance to the design. So light blue can be used to provide claiming and smoothing effect. So dark blue and orange color, like color suggestions it will be giving. And next, high level architecture designs, like in design phase we should level in the high level also, like suggest an architecture and technology for end-to-end implementation of valid application mentioned above. So whatever the mentioned we have, like payment wallet method we have given. So architecture how we should look like what are the things we have to use the as an architecture, like it is telling you to use microservices architecture because it will give you more flexibility and scalability. Also we can build a combination of technologies such as node.js, react, and mongodb, like kind of things. So NoSQL DB it will be very effectively working. And next technologies you can ask, like technologies you can use react.js, mongodb. So react.js can be used for backend and also front end. So react we can use Node.js as backend and React as front end, MongoDB for database, because these applications are very fast when compared to other kind of thing. So these are the suggestions of architecture and technologies we can ask to AI. And next, opt in alternate technology suggestions, because if you are not good at if you don't know to use how MongoDB and React for implementation, what are the alternatives we have? So for in alternative of MongoDB, you can go for SQL databases like MySQL and Angular. You can go for PostgreSQL and Vue.js for front end. Next to Firebase and Flutter is there. So like alternatives also it will give if you're not good at the technologies it has suggested earlier. And next coming to build phase, we have like uh, coding, and then unit testing we have to do in this build phase. Like coding, we know, right? We have to choose a particular programming, and we have to write a code and then optimize that code and then debug and refactor the code, and we have to generate a code documentation for that. So these are the things we have to do with that in the coding part. And next, unit testing, we have to generate unit test for n units or x units or j units, like that. So these are things we have to follow in build phase, so where developers will be going to work on this. So developers can use this gen ais for creating their classes and methods and everything. So they are asking like, the prompt is write the code for payment class using python. So payment class they are creating using python, so class payment. So what are the methods used in that payment, and again they have given as a def in the python. We will be having def, right, for creating methods. So this is the completion which is given by this AI. So answer we call it as completion, question we call it as prompting. This kind of prompt engineering we call it as. So next we have, let's see the code generation. So now write a code, Python code for generating receipt method of payment class. So previously we have seen a payment class, right? So in the payment class, they what they have done is they have like a process payment, process refund, and process reversal and generate receipt. So here they have a generate receipt, but they're asking us to write the code to process the receipt. They haven't given the complete code here. So for that process, what we can do is we have to get the code for generate receipt method of that payment class. So here you will getting the code for generating that receipt. So this is how we can get classes and then the methods and what the code behind that method. Likewise, we can get each and every step by step. And next, for code generation, they can also ask a AI to give a pseudo code also. Like write the pseudo code for process payment method above. So in the payment we have seen, right? So payment process payment is there. You can ask the method functionality in the next, and then you can ask pseudo code for that. Pseudo code is nothing but an like English description about that code. Like what are the steps we are doing in that code, like this. So that is the algorithm we called as also. And next, basic UI designs also we can get from AI. So write a HTML code for the user interface for the payment processing screen of the wallet system. So wallet system is there, and then you are asking HTML code for that. It has generated. So this is how the AI looks like. They have given labels and then input fields, colors of those, and then payment processing. So this is how it will look like. Payment processing method will be there, and drop down values, and then amount. So this is how it will be going to convert. So previously it was like this, and then here a drop down has been added. So this is how you can generate the basic UI code also from the AI. And then generating code documentation also we can do. For example, you have given the code is a plain as a Python code, and you want to get that as in user documentation in a simple English, in a plain English. So you have given the generate receipt code. It has given a completion like this code generates a receipt for payment. It takes transaction ID, so amount, and then recipient and date from the payment, and creates a dictionary of those values, and then prints a message to the user letting know that receipt has generally successful, and finally it returns the receipt. So this is the plain description, like code documentation we can create from the code. So and next, finally, we will have the low level language, like low level implementation of in the build phase. That is database related things. That thing also you can do by using AI. So the prompt which you can give is write SQL code to create a table to store the data entered in the user interface of the payment request of the valid system SQL query. So you want to write an SQL query with these parameters mentioned. So that will give you the code. And next, write an SQL code to insert the some set of request, and also that will also it will give insert into that particular table. You have to give the data. So this is how you can generate SQL queries also by using a Chat GPT, or we call it as GPT-3. And next, unit testing also you can do. The coding part is completed in build phase, and now unit testing part is comes under also build phase. So unit testing, for this what we can do is you can create unit test code like for bank account class. So based upon one class you can create those codes. So completely also you can be able to create. And next, in testing phase, during the phase the software is thoroughly accessed and any defects are found or fixed. So for defects we go for testing phase. So it can be done as manually tested and automated tested. So manually we can do, and automate also we can do the workflows. So see how the AI will help us to do such kind of things. So generating the test scenarios for the testing the digital wallet system. As a test case, what we can do, so user can able to add funds to a digital system and able to access digital wallet, and you can do payments, and then ensure the data is protected or not, and then user availability, and to check the transactions, and transfer the funds from digital wallet to the bank account, likewise from bank account to digital account. All these things test scenarios it will generate for you. So testing department will do these test cases and give you test cases, but here AI will help you to do the task. And next, generate boundary conditions test basis, like so boundary test cases also we can generate, like payment processing screen data. So verifying the system can accept payment from empty fields, or here based upon that system perspective we are going to verify these cases, like it can accept payment from expiry payment cards, like invalid payment cards. So all these are the testing cases it will generate for you. And next, generate detailed test cases. So now, so you have given briefly, so if you want to get to detail, like how they are telling just to verify the system that can accept, but how you can verify that. So in detailed scenario you can ask, the detailed test cases are given in the test scenario. For the validity system scenario is test that the user is able to add funds to the valid system. So here just given the user can able to add the valid system or not, check that. So now in detail we are going to test the first test case. What we can do is, user should must have registered the wallet, and then steps, you should log in and should navigate to add funds, and then valid amount to be added to the account, and then he can able to check whether the transaction should be successful or not, like that. So in detail also generate, also in detail test cases testing also it will generate you for you. And some other task which can we can build phase are generating the code with detailed features description, like payment receipt method is there, so only accepting from these countries itself, like in detailed description also if you can provide, that will generate your code for you, like that. And next, modifying code. It's like you have just only limited number of for example, limited number of option as a payment. So if you want to add more, so if you want to add gpay and those things also, you can modify the code as the above code, like that you can do. And next, generating the document for the code. Yeah, you can generate a document for the code. So already we have these methods here, you created generated document, what are the steps involved in this code, or like that you can generate. And we call it system reverse engineering, or explain the code. If you are not sure that what this code is doing, you can give that code and ask the AI, like explain this existing code, or we call that type of thing is called system reverse engineering. Like you have a system and you don't know what is doing in the system, you don't know that what are the, you don't know that what are the things involved in system, so that can be explained by the system. So we call it as system engineering. So next we have deployment and user acceptance tasks. So in this, what we do is, where these large language models are used for various deployment, like deployment related questions and user acceptance tasks. We can ask questions, such kind of questions, like let's see the example so that you can understand, like explaining how to set up Azure cloud environment and deploying a valid application to the retail payments. I also give relevant links for reference, like how you can deploy. If you're not sure, like it will give you the steps, like first, create an Azure account and then deploy the application, configure authentication and authorization, configure storage and data services. So all these things and links it will provide you. And next, user guides, like how an user can go through your application. You can give your code snippet of HTML code, and then you can ask user guide based upon that code. So it will give you, like to use payment processing, you should open the page URL, and then three fields are there, you should go to there and you should submit. Likewise it will give you the steps, like user guide it will give, not only in one language, it will give you in other languages also, like Hindi, French. So what are the language you want as a user guide, you can ask that, as create a user guide in this language based upon this code. Likewise you can ask. So not only deploy and use a specific task, but they are miscellaneous tasks. You can do much more by using these generative AIs. By using this large language models are used in varieties of tasks, like improving readability and refactor or simplifying the code. Code styling you can do, and applying coding standards and coding language translation and application internalization support. So all these things you can able to do. Correcting the code, everything you can able to do. Let's see the each and everything with a simple example so that you will understand how we are increasing readability and these things we are doing. Yeah. Yeah, here is the improved readability. How we can do is, we should write and insert the meaningful comments for the following Python. So we have given a Python code. So to increase the readability, what we can add is, we can add comments, right? So that comments we are asking the AI what you can write as a comment. So it will give you the comments appended to the above code. So like that we can improve the readability. One thing, and next, refactor, simplify and improve the code. How which we can do is, we can give the code and ask him to optimize this code to make sure it is works as efficient, and print time taken to be executed, and also to reduce the print time to be executed, it will alter the code or refactor the code. So it will have removed this code and have given the refactored code here. So like that we can improve the performance by using this gen ais in your coding. And next, code styling using chat gpt, or we call it as gpt-3. So code styling, how it can do is, for example, this is the code, we have this idealistic python and we are changing, rewriting it as like this, refactoring. So code styling, previously it was looping like that. So now we have using this statement, so that you will directly get a false or true from this return. So instead of writing few more lines of code, it will just give it in a simple way. So code styling it can do by using gen ais, and then applying coding standards. For example, if you have these guidelines, so based upon that it will give you the codes like that. And next, coding language translations. For example, if you have given code in the python and it will change it to java, so like this you can make the translation of code which you have submitted as a prompt. And next, application internalization support means, if your application is in a particular language, if you want to change it in the other language, like you can give the code snippet there and rewrite the code to have the control text in the language name, and that can be changed. So everything will be same, the which output generated will be different. For example, you can see here the french, how the payment things is looking like spanish, hindi. So like this we can change and make the application as internationalizable. And next, correcting the code. If you have any wrong code here, factorization code is there, so it is not correctly fixed. If you want, you have to, you're asking the ai to fix it, so it will give the fixed code here. Let's check this correcting of code with another example. So correcting of code maybe fails, like here you have simple interest and it will give you the result based upon that only, it will not able to correct that. So here see, Python code is not calculating the simple interest correctly. That's the reason. So calculated value is half of the correct value. You have given the function. So the AI should give you the correct thing, but AI is also giving like PTR by 100 into 1 plus R. So this formula is not actually giving the simple interest. So this is the where the limitation of AI models will come. So these artifacts generated by large language models we call as chat gpt may be wrong or may not be optional. We have the weighted by the human expert. So we should not blindly go with the results which this AI is providing, either maybe in the requirement phase or design phase or build phase or testing phase. We should have an expert to be verified those results likewise, because large language models have trained it up to some levels and having up to some knowledge, and we are not sure that every time it will give you correct results like that. So sometimes it is failed to give the appropriate results. So it is, during RL training there is currently no source of truth. So you should be more cautious while training this kind of system, and supervisor training should be there, like one supervisor should be there to get the things to be verified like that. So yeah, what we want to tell you is, so we should not blindly go with these AI models. We should have anyway need an expert to be verified. So this is how the in software development life cycle we perform all these tasks used by using Gen AI. So I hope everything is clear. Like if you have more doubts regarding this, you can feel free to comment in the comment section. We definitely reply to your comments, and also you can try your own examples here by using these AIs, so that it will make you practice and you can able to learn prompt engineering as much as you can. So that's all for this video. I hope everything is clear. Like this video and share this videos to your friends and colleagues who are able to learning prompt engineering kind of things. Let's see in the next video. Until then, stay tuned and subscribe to my channel for many more videos like this, and also click the bell icon to get instant updates from us. That's all for this video. Bye bye.